Welcome to my channel, Student Doctor, MPCHB, Elijah the Great Physician. In today's tutorial, we will be focusing on oogenesis and ovarian cycle. It is critical for us to discuss oogenesis before the ovarian cycle. So, oogenesis. What is oogenesis? Okay. O means over or excels. Then genesis, it means creation. So oogenesis is the production of egg cell in females. The process of oogenesis, it starts in the fetal stage of development in females. That means it starts when females are still on their mother's body as they develop as the fetus. So in the ovary of the fetus, there are diploid cells called Oogonium. These diploid cells undergo mitosis and form two cells, the Oogonium and a primary oocyte. As this fetal grows into a baby, more Oogonium cells will divide by mitosis to form diploid cells. One is the Oogonium and the other is the primary oocyte. Then the primary oocyte, which is a diploid cell, they are found within the primordial follicles of the ovary. At this stage, they start to undergo meiosis. Immediately after the baby is born, these cells undergo meiosis, but the process is inhibited due to the fact that the ovary of the baby is still inactive at this stage due to the absence of hormones. So until puberty, which starts between age 12 and 15 in females, then and only then will these primordial follicles in the ovary of the baby grows into the primary follicles stimulated by the hormone FSH secreted by the pituitary gland found at the anterior lobe of the brain or the base of the brain. So oogenesis resumes at puberty, where the primordial follicle grows into the primary follicle under the influence of FSH. Then inside the primordial follicle, the primary oocyte will then continue to divide by meiosis, forming 4 haploid daughter cells. Of these haploid daughter cells, 3 will degenerate and 1 will form the mature ovum or a secondary oocyte. Then going back to the ovarian cycle, now that we have discussed how is the ovum formed, let's go back to the ovarian cycle. So the ovarian cycle is also under the influence of FSH. FSH stimulates the production of follicles in the ovary. These primary follicles, they grow into a mature Graafian follicle. But as these primary follicles grow, they secrete an ovarian hormone called estrogen. The primary follicle will grow until day 14. In day 14, it is called the mature Graafian follicle. In day 14, ovulation takes place. The mature Graafian follicle ruptures, it bursts, and it releases an egg. The process is called ovulation. After ovulation, the mature Graafian follicle, it's called the ruptured Graafian follicle. This ruptured Graafian follicle will be converted into a gland called the corpus luteum by a hormone secreted by the pituitary gland called LH, or luteinizing hormone. Then, if fertilization took place during the fertile period, which is between day 9 and 15, the corpus luteum does not degenerate. It remains intact so that it can secrete more progesterone to maintain pregnancy. But if fertilization did not take place between day 9 and 15, it means the corpus luteum will degenerate. Hence, FSH will no longer be inhibited. It will continue to stimulate the development of primary follicles. Yeah, this is the ovarian cycle.